I am not
What
equipped
is
to
the
do this.
Alright.
Okay, I want the smallest role possible.
Narrator.
You?
Yeah.
I want the
We're
smallest
keeping the
role
rules.
possible.
Okay.
I'm not being the narrator again.
Okay,
Absolutely
hold on. Everybody shut the fuck up. I'm gonna make a new rich text document, and then we're gonna write down everybody's roles, and that's just what it's gonna be for the next 2 chapters. Okay. So characters we got a good old Steven.
I'm already Steven.
We got good old Roku, I think maybe.
Who?
Is Roku there?
Maybe.
I don't remember.
Gosh, Brookers in this.
We got good old Wally. We got Carmine.
No.
we got,
Carmine's gonna be Carmine.
We got May. We got Leaf, or Green, as some like to call her in this chapter for some reason.
Here,
yeah.
I'll be Leaf too. Does that work?
Is that everybody?
I don't remember.
Steven. Yeah, that's everybody. And then we got a narrator. So who wants dibs on narrator?
That's not how you spell narrator, but that's fine. Narrator.
I'll be. Wait, is anybody Wally? I'll be
Alright.
Wally.
You want to be Wally?
Wally.
Alright,
Yeah.
so, Toasty, is Wally. Cody is Steven.
Steven.
So who wants the role of May?
Not me. I don't know.
Wait, I thought Hannah was May.
I suppose I could be the narrator, because either the narrator or May are both pretty...
Yeah, so it just kind of comes down to who wants narrator.
I'm not doing it.
I can be narrator.
Okay, neat.
Yeah, okay, so Helix is narrator.
Cool.
Who wants to be Leaf?
Moon.
What? Oh,
Should we leave?
sure.
I think we have a lot of lines together.
Yes.
Moo.
Alright, and now we got Cynthia, who
Who was Cynthia last time?
Helix was Cynthia, but now that Devin Senpai is here, Devin, would you like to be Cynthia?
What?
What?
Devin, do you want to be
boy.
Cynthia?
Character.
Alright, you're Cynthia.
You're writing
Oh.
Cynthia again.
Devin is Cynthia. Alright, and that means May is Hannah.
And if Roku shows up, Helix is still Roku, correct?
Yeah.
I'm like Roku for life.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's his permanent body roll.
Cool.
And now I guess I'm Carmine.
Is that everyone?
Yeah, that's
I
everyone.
don't think Roku shows up though.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she doesn't.
Or
Alright.
if she happens to.
So, are you guys ready? Are you guys ready to boom jam?
No.
Alright, well, it's happening.
Oh, fuck. Here we go.
Alright, Chapter 2 Fanfiction Friday has officially started.
Oh
Here
boy.
we-
Great.
Yeah,
Wait.
but hey, no, the good news is, after we read this, we only have one more
Hold up,
left.
like, pause this beginnings, so I don't have to be in the middle.
Oh, okay, I guess.
What?
Okay, well. So any
We're
thoughts?
taking a 5-second break here.
Oh, okay. Any thoughts? Anybody have to go take a pee break?
How the heck do I figure out when I have
I mean,
Welcome to Fanfiction Friday, buddy.
we don't know.
You
what
take
we,
a guess.
We don't know what we're doing either.
That's the point.
Chapter 2. White.
Devin, that picture you posted is exactly how I feel right now.
Alright, yeah. Chapter 2. White. That was the best way to describe Carmine could... Oh, I can't read.
Also, why are you taking narrator?
Okay, hang on. That was the best way Carmine
Oh,
could
I guess
describe
we're
the
going.
area he found himself in.
We're
The room
doing
was
it.
both simple and beautiful.
We're going.
Do you not want to go?
We gotta wait. We're taking a 5-second.
Oh
break.
wait, someone left, didn't they?
Someone left.
I wasn't paying attention.
I don't think you articulate this very well.
I'm pretty sure I said it well enough.
I don't remember hearing anything.
So did anybody see the royal treatment in the shit posting thing?
No. Oh.
The what?
Go check out the shit
Oh!
posting Discord
Yeah.
for a little bit.
Which one? I don't know. I probably saw it.
I
don't
think I'm
remember.
cutting out a lot.
Alright, so
Um,
far.
No more than usual.
Alright.
So shit
Well, I'll
post
tell you
for-
what. Here's
Go
the
up to
thing.
the first link Carmine sent when we're sending porn.
So do we
Oh,
do we
that
stop streaming and just record this,
Record what?
To you.
or do
Oh,
we
the,
keep streaming it?
I mean, is anyone watching?
We have 5 people
Yeah,
watching.
people
probably
watching.
all us, though.
Yeah, we got people watching. I guess we're doing it.
Cosmic
give us a
Narwhal,
thumbs
James
up.
the Canadian Leprechaun, y'all still here? Put something in the chat.
Yeah. If y'all still here, put the little dude in the chat.
Just for a sec. Me?
No, she asked me where the cat was, and I was like, probably fucking off somewhere.
Gotcha.
I really.
You motherfucker.
Oh hey.
There she is. She's like, the fuck is happening? Alright, okay, so now we are finally ready to fucking go.
Let's go.
Wait, no, hold up. Put my thing up.
Fucking shit. Alright.
You finally made it. Put it up.
Yeah. There we go. Oh
Oh
god.
god. Oh no.
Oh god, the screen!
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Hannah fucking ready to be. Alright, so narrator. You're a narrator?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Felix is.
Helix is okay.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Chapter 2. White. That was the best way Carmine could describe the area he found himself in. The room was both simple and beautiful. On one side was a door, and the other had a balcony. What really got his attention was right in front of him. His eyes locked onto the scene before him.
I'm ready for you.
May called out seductively. With only a thin sheet to cover her body and her hair smoothed out, Carmine felt his mind race from the sight. She patted on a spot next to her.
Come on, let's be us tonight.
No. Please, lady, you don't understand. You don't know what you're doing here.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Nope. Cut to fucking JonTron. I don't like where this is going.
I don't like it!
Jesus.
Speechlessly, Carmine found himself starting to walk towards the bed. But after the first step, he stopped himself.
What am I really doing? This doesn't feel right.
Something about the felt odd. He could not deny his want that was building up inside, but he could not bring himself to go through with it.
I'm sorry, but I cannot go along with this.
Isn't this what you want?
It is, but if I'm just doing it for the hell of it, I want it to be special. Sorry.
Carmine watched as May smiled. Carmine watched as May smiled and gently whispered. It was too low to hear. He could just barely make out her saying.
Thanks.
It was the last thing he saw before light enveloped his vision. Carmine groaned as he slowly opened his eyes, having a headache in the process.
And
Why he even had a headache was beyond him. His memories from yesterday fuzzy and unclear.
You might want to stay in bed for a while. Hangovers aren't the nicest thing to have.
That voice.
shit. That voice, and you drop everything you do.
I dropped my water bottle. It's okay though, it was closed.
Oh, good.
The computer short circuits and everything goes down.
I don't know what that sounded like.
That's what it sounded like.
Okay. Oh god. Where were we? Me?
Carmine glanced to his side to see May sitting on a chair next to the bed, propping her chin up with her hands while her elbows rested on the mattress. She was giving him a cute smile, which was Carmine's only relief to his painful awakening.
We'll live.
How you feeling, sleepyhead?
May asked. Carmine knew that whenever May calls him sleepyhead, that meant he had been asleep for a long time.
Could be better. What do you mean, hanger?
May's smile quickly turned into an annoyed scowl.
Wally explained the situation to me after some interrogation.
Yeah, you dropped the whole voice thing, didn't you?
When he, I don't know what voice he used.
The Starbucks.
When he set up this picnic, he and Steven spiked our drinks. You only drank a little bit, but I'm even surprised you're such a lightweight. You've been asleep for such a long time.
Carmine had no doubt May was upset with him, seeing how he lied to her about his reason for setting up the picnic. But a moment later, something clicked in his mind. May's match was today. Hang on, I want to do that again. May's match was today!
May... Thanks, May. May, what time is it?
You got it, Carmine.
It's a little after 3.
Carmine stared at her with wide eyes, his glasses slipping down his nose. Her scheduled match was supposed to be at noon. He began fearing the worst.
Did you make it?
May shook her head.
I didn't have a chance. By the time I woke up and carried you to our room, it was too late. I ended up having to reschedule for tomorrow.
Carmine felt horrible and ashamed. Because of a decision, he ended up being a huge inconvenience to May.
Yeah.
My stupidness burned her again. This is the second time I made her miss a contest. First time, we don't talk about.
And third time, you're out.
Oh shit.
May felt bad for Carmine, watching him sigh heavily. She reached over and started rubbing his hand gently.
It's no big deal, really. I mean, you're not that heavy, and all I did was just reschedule. Don't worry, okay?
While Carmine was glad May didn't seem too disappointed, he was more disappointed in himself for letting May down after all that training yesterday. He didn't want to make her worry over him even more than she already did.
I need a little bit more time to rest and get over this hangover. Why don't you go out and enjoy your break?
But fucking...
I'm fine, May. All I need is sleep.
Carmine sustained himself on sleep alone. He did not eat or breathe.
All I survive on are dank SoundCloud memes. I literally don't eat
Carmine
food.
nodded in affirmation to May.
Okay, take these pills later if the hangover is still there.
May pointed to the mini dresser next to the bed. 2 white tablets and a clear glass of water. She leaned over and planted a soft kiss on Carmine's forehead.
I still want to... Wait, what? I still want to go out with you later, so get better soon, okay?
Yeah, well...
He did not.
He died 4 hours
He
later.
died that night.
Cut to like the game over screen from fucking Trauma Center.
And he left the town and never was to be seen again.
Carmine gave May the best smile he could at the time. It seemed to have done the job for reassuring May. As she was about to leave the apartment, she gave one last glance at Carmine. Being with someone for 6 years, May had learned much about Carmine's personality.
I was 4 last time.
It's been 2 years. He's been asleep for 2 years.
He's been in a
You've been
coma.
gone an awful long time, John.
He often kept his emotions to himself, most of which she had to interpret. But no matter how hard he tried, he still left visible hints. If he was sad, he would avoid eye contact and keep low. Some of his habits, like constantly fixing his glasses, which he was currently doing meant he was troubled. With an sigh, May continued her way out the door,
Inside.
hoping that some sleeping time would help him feel better. She could only hope. We're over. No, I was breathing in.
It's like showtime.
Okay. For over 3 minutes, Carmine lay in his bed and stared at the ceiling. Even if he did things for May's benefit, his deeper intentions felt hasty and selfish.
He's gonna die.
It killed him that he acted so out of character, and May, even if it was slightly, was still affected. Perhaps he was thinking too hard on this, or being too harsh on himself. But what if he continued and something worse came of it? Whatever the case, he wasn't going to allow himself to cause any more problems for May. Besides, while sex was something he was curious about, it wasn't worth being such an inconvenience to her.
Oh, shit.
Steven.
Hey, bro, are you feeling better? Dab on the bitch.
Said,
Yeah.
what's his name, dabbing,
Said what's
as he
that?
dabbed into the room. Carmine's attention went to the door, finding Steven and Wally smiling widely at him. Just looking at them gave him a migraine.
Aside from the life-threatening kick you gave me, then this nine-numbing hangover, it could be better. Why?
Oh, yeah.
Line.
Yes. Oh, shoot.
About
You
before.
were paying attention.
About. Oh, fuck. I lost my place.
Yeah, it was not before.
Control F.
Control F. Oh, thank you.
Tried so
About
hard
before.
and got so far. In the end, it doesn't
That's
even
about
matter.
before Wally's line?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, does not indicate that anyway. That's
It says
okay.
at the end of the sentence.
Of
We're
course.
usually where it'd be indicated.
About before, sorry about that. We didn't mean to, blow our cover like that.
Wally apologized insincerely.
I'll also apologize for the whole thing with the wine, even though that was Wally's idea. Damn.
Steven made out, sure to point out. He lied, or something. I don't know.
He made out.
Steven
Made out with Wally right
Wally.
Yes, just in the doorway.
In front of Carmine,
Hot.
shamelessly.
He stuck his tongue in his ear.
Steven made out with Wally's ear.
Oh god.
This looks like somebody needs a good skull fucking.
Wally wasn't happy, but his ear was.
Thanks, narrator.
You got it, Carmine.
It's your line anyway.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's my fault. It's. I agreed to the idea, and you two were trying to help me. Simple.
Carmine assured himself. Steven began to think briefly before responding.
Okay, you're right. It's your fault.
Steven tossed his friend and looked, noticing Carmine's rejected expression. That sentence made sense.
Wally.
Wait.
Wally.
I'm agreeing with. No. What?
What
are you saying?
Steven, what are you saying?
I'm agreeing with him that it's his fault and he owes us big time for what happened earlier. So I propose this situation. Carmine, I hereby declare that you owe us some bro time in the hot spring and a smile, and I won't take a no for an answer.
Steven smirked.
Oh.
Carmine grinned lightly, trying to hide a smile.
Yeah, I guess I have no choice. Fine. Let me just take this medicine first.
Foreshadowing.
Medicine.
He took
Let
the
me
Alka-Seltzer.
just take this medicine first.
Dab, dab.
This is how real people talk.
It was not medicine.
It was
It was not medicine. It's like a sweet tart wrapper.
a rapper?
Yeah. So it's like not even confusable.
At the outdoor cafe, May held a very gloomy disposition, practically drowning herself in ice cream. Leaf and
Hell
Cynthia,
yeah.
who happened to be passing by, were very worried for their friend. A short time passed as they probed May for answers, eventually discovering the problem. After finishing her story, May groaned.
I just don't know what I should do. The poor guy feels so bad over the whole thing.
Carmine is a very melodramatic person. Even though he does act cool and collected,
Where's
it'll help if you try to cheat.
Cynthia advised.
Beautiful. Oh, that was beautiful. Holy shit.
Cynthia slurred.
Oh
She's
my
got her tongue out the whole time she's talking.
Oh boy.
More than anything else, I want to cheer him up, but I don't really know how I should go about doing that. He usually slept things off, so I never knew how to cheer him up.
Oh boy.
Oh wait, so it's my turn. Fuck. That was from personal experience. I have a few ideas on how to really cheer him up.
Leaf said.
Blowjob.
With Wally, if he ever felt down or something, I'd put on my sexy clothes and give him gentle strokes on his hot spot. like that's really his moves faster than you think.
Licky licky.
Leaf did not understand hot spots. May sweated, bashful over the idea of dressing sexily for Carmine.
It's like a fucking ocean.
Sexily.
Sexfully.
Sexually.
Jesus. I don't think that'll work. I mean, does that really cheer guys up?
You ever
Both
see a dick
Cynthia and
before?
Leaf froze on the spot, giving May a look of disbelief. After a moment, they groaned and slapped their foreheads in disappointment.
I think she's just for
Disappointment.
Oh god.
You guys have to do it at the same time.
Yes, he has no idea. You.
No idea, do you?
Good job.
Blowjob.
Blowjob.
Blowjobs.
Eh?
May listen.
The two spoke simultaneously.
Wait, what?
Wait, what? You know?
Wait. Oh, you guys skipped my.
Yeah,
Okay,
sorry.
I wasn't. Yeah, okay. Leaf began to speak seriously.
Men are incredibly simple creatures, no matter what mood they are in. Give them attention. Show them a little show here. A bit of touching there, and they'll be back to the happy selves instantly. I can't.
Men are
say.
cats.
Sexist.
Men are cats. Sexual enticement is the quickest way of blowing their sorrows away.
Ha.
A perfect example is what I do for a while when he's upset. He gets very excited when I suck on his.
Oh my goodness.
For that,
Cynthia shouted furiously. Leaf gave Cynthia a confused look.
What's wrong with sucking on a guy's neck?
Cynthia's face grew even redder, her thoughts on a completely different play.
never mind.
Of course, sucking his dick works too.
Leaf winked at Cynthia, who sank in her chair in
Blowjob.
embarrassment. May, who had no idea what the two were really talking about, leaned forward. She was 10.
So,
They are so 10.
yeah. How should I
10-year-old
start?
Leaf took a glance at her watch.
By now, Steven and Wally should have took Carmine to the hot springs to get him relaxed. This will be the perfect time to enact my plan. What? And that's intact. What the fuck?
Her lips curled into a mischievous smirk that rivaled Steven's. No, it was even worse. She leaned over to Cynthia and whispered into her ears. Within moments, Cynthia shared the same grin as Leaf, which was scaring May. Their glances suddenly slid to May, who shivered from the sinister stare she received. May could already tell this plan was a crazy one.
Oh god.
I don't
Let's
know
go.
who's saying that,
Wait, I don't know where we are.
We're at Let's Go!
Oh, yeah, who is saying that?
but no.
Wow.
Steven from the distance.
He yelled some passerby. Once again, May was kidnapped and dragged into places unknown.
Good.
Oh, god.
Except last time it was Carmine. Meanwhile,
They're the same person, did you not know?
yeah. Meanwhile, Carmine leaned along the edges inside a wide hot spring with his arms outstretched and rested on the rib. With nothing but his shades on, Carmine's only regret was the hazard of sleeping inside this bath.
Why does he have his shades on in the fucking hot
Come on,
Because
Wally,
he's a
touch my
dick.
penis.
God, Wally. We're all friends here.
Stephen and Wally were getting very,
What's a little dick touching between friends?
Yeah.
Anyway, this was his first time in a hot spring, and even better than what he had dreamed. He thought back to when he and May purchased the tickets and reserved at the Prometheus Hotel. Thanks to Steven's referral, the two were able to have a huge discount.
It really is different every time.
Ever since Steven mentioned to May about his experiences at the hotel, May wouldn't stop talking about it. He didn't mind the talk, also interested about the more relaxing spots he heard about, especially the hot spring. It was unfortunate that it was not a unisex bath, or else he would have invited May in the bath.
Yeah!
Just like an occasional yeah.
The idea of seeing May in a revealing bathsuit was, after all, worth the effort.
This isn't me, what am I doing?
Carmine admitted to himself.
I should be trying to help. Wait, fuck. I should be trying to help May and help myself sleeping, not trying to help myself succeed with her.
Sleeping with her.
What?
Carmine was still drunk.
Just had to make little Johns come out.
Just a bunch of little jobs.
Though his memories were vague on last night, it was clear that he made a move on her. Truthfully, the wine's influence only brought out what he held back, but the fact he had acted without considering the consequences was unlike him. The man sighed.
I'll just apologize later on. I heard that. I think I'll just rest here for a while longer.
Closing his eyes, Carmine allowed himself to feel relaxed, but made sure to remind himself of the dangers of sleeping in the hot springs.
What dangers?
He just fucking like sneaks in there, or like he like slowly like slides down and fucking drowns.
There at the Luca hot
Someone might take
springs.
advantage of him.
Game over.
Oh shit.
Moments later, May stumbled past the May stumbled past the bamboo doorway leading to the men's bath. A white towel covered her from collarbone to her thighs, but was tight enough to show off some. Seeing Carmine resting on the hot springs ridges made her heart race nervously. The fact that she was actually going to make him feel better by seducing him made her feel shaky and uncomfortable. Though Carmine knew it only scared her more. It sounded simple when Leaf told her, but she didn't have the courage to pull it off, and the other girls knew it. One thing she didn't understand was the foolproof backup plan.
Oh god.
She attempted to take a step forward, but her legs wouldn't respond. Never before did she feel so nervous about Carmine.
I don't think I can do this. It feels so creepy.
Turning to her partners in crime, she crouched next to Cynthia and Leaf, who sighed with knowing disappointment.
I'm sorry, guys. I just can't do it.
I was hoping you would say that.
Oh god.
Jesus, here we go.
Leaf smirk sent a shiver down May's spine. Somehow, she had the feeling this would not end too well for her.
Oh my god, it's Jared Leto. What are you doing here?
Jared Leto.
I don't even know what he sounds like.
Who is this?
This is the same face Steven usually.
Yeah, this is it looks
May.
like, yeah, this is May's
Oh.
thoughts.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh well.
No, wait, it's Cynthia.
Is it Cynthia?
It's Cynthia.
Oh.
It's Cynthia's thoughts. This is the first time I think we've been in her head today.
It is?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes, that is correct. Context clues. Context clues, kiddos.
Uh-oh.
Let's restart.
What you're doing.
Uh-oh. I recognize that face. It's the same face Steven usually. That's when he gets a perverted idea.
What?
Cynthia knew Leaf for only a short time, but could already tell she gave Steven a run for his money with her mentality.
I'm just gonna say yeah intensely.
She was literally insane.
Oh, this leaf.
Wait, is
Oh,
it my turn?
yeah.
So,
Shit.
It's,
this leaf is
I have a special tea I created with me.
She crossbred all the different teas to create a special plant.
Me. I call it definitely not an average tea.
It's actually spelled Aphrodisiac.
Dude, it's sweet and serene taste. It'll help with your nervousness.
Leaf pulled out a tiny pink canteen with 3 heartless symbols on it.
Oh.
Cynthia.
Furious type.
No. Hey, that canteen looks familiar.
Cynthia wondered. It resembled something that she saw once, but if memory served correctly, she prayed this was not that particular drink.
Oh, thank you, Leaf. I was getting kind of thirsty.
Accepting the drink, May downed it rather quickly. It was acid.
She's dead now.
It was then Leaf panicked.
Leaf.
Oh, I didn't hear that you read that part. Sorry. Jitsun, you were supposed to drink the whole thing like that. Go to Carmine now.
The brown-haired girl spun May around and pushed her forward. The girl almost threw her to the ground.
Girl's thrown to the ground.
What's the big?
By the time May turned around, Leaf and Cynthia had disappeared. She had no idea what happened, but it had bad news written all over it. With the other girls, Leaf ran to another hiding spot with Cynthia at her coattails. Out of May's sight, Cynthia was confused and worried.
What has gotten into you? What was in that bottle exactly?
Leaf crouched into some forage nearby, peeking on the unsuspecting couple.
You see, I didn't tell May the complete truth about that bottle.
Let me see that.
Cynthia grabbed the bottle from Leaf. Upon sight of some almost transparent tape, she peeled it off and gasped. Within the 3 heartlesses, there were 3 X's, and the full title of the bottle was actually an aphrodisiac. Cynthia glanced back at Leaf, her face red and full of shock.
You didn't.
Leaf flashed a wicked smile, still peeking on the 2.
Among many, I specialty stories, especially Wally. I'm known as the Aphrodite potions. The bottle was one of my strongest formulas. This is exactly what's about to happen.
Cynthia, while disapproving of Leaf giving May an aphrodisiac, her curiosity got the better of her, and she watched along on with Leaf.
Oh my god. Oh no.
They could always apologize later. May, who was still lost, sighed heavily. Even with the drink, which had a sweet and strange taste, she was still feeling too anxious and nervous to pull through with the plan.
I should just leave and...
A powerful feeling quickly surged through May like a shock. Her body began to feel extremely hot.
She
Her
goes
skin
Super Saiyan.
more
Shoots through the ceiling.
Her hair began to stick straight up and turned gold.
Oh my god.
A powerful golden aura surrounded her. Her skin felt dozens of times more sensitive, and something started welling up inside of her.
Oh god.
May recognized with a start, unable to stop its hostile takeover.
This isn't good. It just feels bad. I need Carmine's help now.
She slowly started walking towards the unsuspecting sleeper, trying her best to keep herself in control. Remember when I said someone might take advantage of him earlier? Unfortunately for Carmine, she was failing miserably.
She's drugged. She can't help it. Well,
Carmine, with his eyes closed.
Are they?
Carmine, with his eyes closed, was enjoying the feel of hot water and the smell of fresh air. He knew he would have to go soon, but he got May worried. But he wouldn't... Wait. Before he got May worried, but he would at least could enjoy a peaceful, relaxing dip in the hot spring.
You're doing so good at reading this.
Most of the time.
Hey, he's a passionate reader, at least. Unlike some people.
Fuck you.
I wish May was here to enjoy this bath too. Too bad it's men's only. Wink.
Wakey, wakey.
I don't like it.
Oh
A
god.
very seductive voice whispered softly into his ears. Man, that was one sexy man.
What? What?
Wearing a bright blush in his cheeks, Carmine's eyes suddenly opened to the almost foreign voice. He was still in sleeping mode with his slow reaction.
sleepy mode.
Sleepy
You
mode.
May, you seemed so. Oh shit!
It's not you.
I don't know who's anyone anymore. Help! Hey, Brendan. I see you further down the list.
You've seemed so down lately, so I am going to cheer you up.
Carmine suddenly felt something wet and warm slowly slide along the outlines of his ear.
No.
I don't like where this is going.
Much to,
Steven?
much to his shock and pleasure, it was May's tongue.
Okay.
Ah, what the
More
hell?
than enough to fully awaken Carmine / Par.
Oh.
Those are the things you're trying to delete.
Oh, what the hell?
Jumping forward, Carmine quickly turned around and gaped at May.
What's going on?
Why is everyone gaping?
My butthole's ready for you, man.
My question. Yeah, I said
Get that
it.
dragon dildo over here.
Oh no.
The sight made his heart triple in speed. May was crawling on her knees, a deep
God.
blush wanting in her face.
Oh
She
god.
would beat the pants, anticipation written all over her face.
Oh shit. You were being distractive. Oh. Oh my god.
I just wonder what a
Anyway,
dragon dildo
okay.
is.
Oh god.
What has gotten into me? Come closer and you can find that for yourself.
She
Oh, Jesus.
purred, motioning with her fingers.
Oh no. Hold on.
Here we go.
Carmine
Oh.
was hesitant, unsure of what was going on. He was 10. May didn't seem like himself. He had no idea how to handle the situation.
May didn't seem like himself.
As one sexy man.
I
That's
knew
one
it.
sexy man.
Oh god.
I know
May
it.
I?
May's a woman.
May slipped into the water and started approaching Carmine, who was slowly stepping away. The girlfriend in heat started advancing faster.
And
It wasn't too long until Carmine was backed into a corner, and May was up close to him, her breath getting harder.
do you want? So here's the deal, guys. Aaron
Yeah.
Senpai is home, and Hannah has standards, so she doesn't want to read these lines.
No, I got it. It's fine. It's fine. Oh god. I just gotta read it really monotone so it's not weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had
Just do an eating voice.
a what?
An eating voice. Eat something.
I don't want to eat. I'm full.
Oh,
Make the sound.
I can't.
What do you mean you can't?
Whatever. I have a
Toasty.
Yeah.
surprise for you, man.
in a teasing manner, she unfastened the towel and let it drop, along with Carmine's jaw. May's two-piece red bathing suit had the man stunned and
God.
amazed. Never before had May shown herself so.
Oh no.
May, you
Bathing.
look. You are. What
Under
I
the
mean
towel.
is, I'm scared now.
Carmine couldn't find the words to describe it. May rendered him speechless.
Oh no.
Okay, we probably gotta reassign.
Yeah, okay. So who wants May now?
Somehow they're not going to bone.
Yeah, they're not gonna bone. Don't worry about it. Why? Who wants to be
No.
No.
Toasty?
No.
Totally do it.
No.
Come on, Toasty. Give in
Come
to
on.
peer pressure.
Nope.
Please?
Peer pressure.
Did you say Peter pressure?
No.
Who's Peter? Why
He's
is
the
he
one putting
pressuring
pressure
me?
on you.
No! I'm not gonna do it.
Peter.
You gotta do it.
Peter.
Well, the
With
pressure
great power comes great responsibility, Peter.
Peter Griffin. Peter Griffin. Peter Griffin.
Wait, what if you read it as? Do you want me to read it as Peter Griffin?
Peter Griffin.
Oh, I got an idea.
Peter Griffin.
Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and do May too.
No,
Wait,
that
Peter
doesn't help.
Why?
Peter Griffin.
The guy and the girl of a weird love story that you wrote 10 years ago.
Yeah. 10 years ago.
I don't know, 20 years ago. Who
I
knows?
wish it was
It's been a
10
while.
years ago. Alright, well, here we go. See, I've been, waiting so long for this. Please, I want to.
Pressing
Hey,
her
Michelle.
body on his, May planted several butterfly kisses on Brendan's neck. Each kiss sent shivers down Carmine's spine as fear enveloped him. He was enjoying this, but at the same time confused and afraid of this new side of May. It was a lot to handle. It was then Carmine felt something incredibly good and very awkward all the same.
The drug sign.
Who's Brandon?
No! Here's Brandon. No! No!
Carmine struggled
May.
harder, but his hormonal instincts were beginning to take advantage of the situation.
No, May. Please don't do it. I don't want it like this. Line. Line.
Where is it? Crap.
Rape.
His strength began to leave as May started moving her lips closer to his. If he kissed her, there was no way he would be able to run.
Not like this. Definitely not like this. Rape.
The kiss was imminent, and with a little will left to hold May off, there was nothing more he could do.
Jesus.
There we go! Now it's a party. Now it's a party.
A huge wave of water struck Carmine and May, tossing them across the bath. Carmine couldn't be more thankful of the interruption, but the people who did it came to no surprise for him.
I can't believe I'm saying this. YOLO! That was YOLO swag!
Steven praised, swimming in the hot bath as he splashed into.
Barf. Oh wait, hold on. Hey.
Oh, shit, dude.
Oh no, this is Wally. Wally.
Wallace.
Oh, I forgot it was Wally. I apologize. He was saying Wally. I was like, wait, I'm not Wally. And then
Wallace
the word
stared
Wally
into the
just
distance.
had no meaning for me. In the distance.
I'm sorry.
The letters AFK floated above his head ominously.
Wally something in the distance. Fuck. Oh fuck. What's the? Just give me. What? Give me my
Ain't no
line.
bath.
Just
Hey.
type in YOLO swag.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yo. Swag. There it is.
It's literally one.
Hey, no. Oh, okay. I didn't. Okay. Hey, no bad goose. Just around the Wally and Steven. Fuck ya.
Wally shot his fist in the air, shouting his YOLO battle cry. At that moment, both he and Steven glanced to the side to see an interesting sight. Both Carmine and May were struck so hard that they flew out of the water and were currently sprawled on the ground.
Dead.
Carmine, though happy his innocence was safe, gaped at the two thankfully. May, on the other hand, had recovered from the
Favorite
effect
word,
and
Toasty.
lost thanks to the surprising splash, but was embarrassed to be caught on top of Carmine with an extremely revealing swimsuit. There was a long moan of silence between the four people. So, Wallace just cannonballed into the pool.
No,
Yeah.
Steven.
Steven did?
We both
Yeah.
did.
Oh,
Yeah, we both did.
yeah, and then
And it was
the
awesome.
splash, the resulting wave was powerful enough to lift up two people and push them out of a pool.
They're 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're like 20 something.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
in this story.
Like,
They're probably 32 in this one. They were like 24 a second ago.
It's been a lot
it's
of time
been
in this
2
hotel.
years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nice! Representations, Carmine.
Reports then.
Report.
Is that a word?
Represents.
I've never heard that
Supposed
word
to be
before.
Reparino, my dude.
Recent.
Reparisant.
Reparisant.
Alright.
Wally approved, giving a 2 thumbs up.
Don't you, nice me.
May shouted, thoroughly embarrassed / par.
Dot / par.
That was fun. Okay, hold on. Are you? Wait. What? Are you back to normal? Because I almost got wrapped.
Carmine asked. She almost wrapped him. Freestyle.
Yo,
May, still lying on top of him, glanced down on him and felt her heart break in two. His voice had a quiver in it, and his eyes showed fear and worry.
This isn't gonna stop anytime soon.
No, this is never going to stop. Until it does.
Yeah, I was gonna say the next chapter just stops.
Instead of making him feel better, she had made him fear her. This was great. Perfectly, her plans were coming to fruition. This was beyond a worst-case scenario. It was utter failure. She shut her eyes and stood up, trying to hold back the flood of tears of disappointment.
Oh, I'm sorry. I am, so sorry.
Before Carmine could get a word out, she danced away, leaving Carmine confused. Was that Barack Obama?
Why,
Wait,
hello.
what the fuck?
My
Wow.
fellow Americans. You've never seen a babe this hot.
It's one sexy dude. I'm just gonna keep saying that every time it's even remotely applicable.
Hello. Alright, Wally.
Sorry, no, not damn, dude, we're past that, right?
No, that's
No,
weird.
that's it.
That is you.
Okay, damn, dude.
Wally turned to Steven, surprised with the unexpected turn of events.
Did you see how hot they were?
It was surprising. Steven nodded in approval,
Yay.
unknowing of the two pairs of eyes flashing dangerously at them.
I wish Cynthia had a body like me.
Cynthia.
Cynthia.
That's me.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Nice.
Smack! A furious Green and Cynthia punched their respective boyfriends, creating a big splash in the hot spring. Much chaos was caused in the bath, Carmine being the unfortunate witness of it all, /par.
I'm guessing that's Cynthia and then it's Leaf.
Yeah.
This should be labeled.
Yeah, Carmine.
What's the HE double hockey sticks is going on here?
What the Wow, dude. I haven't heard that one in a
I
long
didn't
time.
realize Cynthia was so conservative.
A perfectly good moment was ruined because of you two.
Whoa, Green.
Wally.
Simmer down.
What?
Where's that? No.
I think it's
that's not
Wally,
me. No.
and then it's Steven.
Oh, Wally?
Yeah.
Wally.
What the hell are you guys doing?
Whoa,
Oh.
Green.
Whoa, Green Simmer!
Wait, Cynthia, you're not supposed to twist my dick.
Oh,
Oh,
arg! Ooh, dick twister.
No, she was twisting his arg. It's a very important body part,
His
especially to men.
arm rig gun.
His arm-mounted ray gun.
His arm mounted rig gun.
Another woman stepped inside the bath area. This was a men's bath, drenched with water and converted into a damp towel. The red-haired, middle-aged owner of the Promethean Hotel stormed in, alarmed and worried.
Oh, okay, I guess I'll do
What
it.
on earth is going on in here?
She said over the loudspeaker. She paled upon the sight of the mayhem that had occurred. Carmine directed his attention to the woman, recognizing her almost instantly.
Joy? Oh my god, oh god, Joy's here.
Is it Nurse Joy?
Nurse Joy's here.
That's
She
who
owns a
it was.
hotel now, too.
She owns a hotel. Cool.
She has probably a minimum wage job as a nurse, as like a freaking over-the-counter nurse,
Over the
and she owns a hotel.
Oh man. I mean, she
Steven,
gotta make money on the side
Cynthia, Wally, and Green stopped in mid-wrestle, staring at the hotel owner in shock.
who even says this?
somehow. We can explain.
Everyone.
I'm guessing that's everybody.
We can explain.
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 Joy angrily jerked her thumb behind her, giving the orders to get out and follow her directions.
You five, come to my office for a chat about public decency.
What?
She continued over the loudspeaker. Everyone
so wait,
sighed.
hold on. So she's in the hallway, but she's still using the intercom.
She's talking into a radio, and it's coming out over the loudspeaker.
Yeah, I
So,
buy
like,
that.
everyone in the hotel can hear this conversation.
They can hear her talking, but nothing else.
Did you send the bodies?
Everyone saw.
Whoops, intercom's on.
Everyone sighed heavily and did what they were told. Carmine's sigh was the heaviest of all. It weighed 1 ton.
Oh wait, shit. Where are we? I lost
So
it.
much for a peaceful.
So much for a peaceful afternoon.
A few hours later, Carmine finally returned to the hotel room. He could not believe how long Joy could go on about decency and violence. She was especially hard on Steven and Cynthia, who had been there before. While the lecture was going on, his mind went back to his and May's little moment in the bath. May was always shy and reserved, a kindred spirit. It was weird how someone so kind could turn into... He didn't even know what to call it. It scared him more than anything else. Roku related her behavior to that of a Skidian heat, which made him red just thinking about the implications.
Wait, hold up. We haven't even talked to Roku recently. Like, this past hour.
And he doesn't have to.
But
That's-
they're, like, not even in the same building.
Dude, they're tight. Like that.
Regardless of however they talked, he wasn't angry or disappointed, merely curious on what changed. He was going to ask about it when he saw her again. They did not return to their hotel room together, even though they were sharing a hotel room.
Don't worry about it. Is this me?
Yeah.
It's pretty late. I hope she isn't too worried.
Considering it was sometime past 6 p.m., he expected May to be very concerned, either with how she seemed to have snapped out of her trance and ran off. Perhaps it should be him that's worried about her. Standing in front of the door, he took a deep breath and entered the room. Once again, he was met with an unexpected situation / par. May, sitting on a wooden table, had her head resting folded on her arms. Her breathing was light. She was asleep. On the middle of the table were scattered, used tissues, and her eyes showed small signs of tears.
Oh, she's been
Carmine
jacking.
sighed.
Oh. Okay.
You're too sweet a girl for me.
Though he was one to talk,
Oh, it's been
6
6
years
years
ago.
now.
he followed her to make sure he was right. It's been 2 years.
Cool.
May had always been a sensitive and kind woman. If she did something she regretted, it would haunt her for days, sometimes even weeks. He hated it when May got sad. His empathetic abilities made things much harsher for him than it would on the average human. It was apparent her actions today were something she did not want to do completely.
Empathetic abilities.
Empathetic abilities. Yes, he's a psychic now. Don't worry about it.
Right.
Left.
Well, what?
I can't let her sleep like that. Time to get her to bed.
Can't let her sleep like that, so you're gonna get her to bed.
Yeah.
Very gently, Carmine slipped one of his arms around her legs, and the other to support her back. After making sure she was secured, Carmine lifted her up slowly, not wanting to wake her up / par.
Code Yas was the thing.
Oh.
Unfortunately, he failed. May's eyes fluttered open, catching a surprising sight that woke her up.
Yes, for Cookie.
The sad boy,
Not me.
who was struggling with carrying May, gave a weak smile.
Hey, sleepy rapist.
May smiled back, finding irony in being called sleepy racist. Rapist.
Racist. That's even worse.
Go back to.
Go back to your time.
We're gonna build that.
Not wanting to collapse and drop May by accident, Carmine sat on the bed, still clutching May in his arms. His face grew serious.
About earlier.
May's facial expression showed strong signs of guilt and shame. Unable to look at Carmine in the eyes,
I'm very sorry about that. This afternoon it just seems so sad. I really want to cheer you up, but somehow I lost control of myself. Even when you tell me it's sad, I couldn't.
she sniveled.
Hey.
Carmine gently guided her chin so that she was directly looking at him. There was very little sun.
Hey.
She could still see his ruby eyes, shining through his shades, reflected off the setting sun.
He's still wearing
His eyes were
shades.
literal gems. It was a warm glow.
Oh god.
They were just cartridges of like Pokemon.
There.
Yeah.
May, there is no need to worry. I wouldn't think any less of you for any such a reason. Everything is alright. All is forgiven.
They're
Except
gonna
for
fuck!
the rape thing.
No, that's next chapter.
Oh,
He's ready.
I'm not. But
Do you like
like,
that xenomorph sound I just made?
Is that what xenomorphs sound like?
Yeah, I think
no, it
last
sounded.
Oh, my bad. I think I'm thinking of a different animal.
But you trust the hard summon or gives you such a terrible person.
I make it a policy to not to escort terrible people to bed, nor have I a terrible person worry over. What? Someone so
You
much.
missed a word.
I wouldn't worry about it. In fact, you are the only guilty. You're only guilty of being sweet.
Can you read?
It is. Okay, May. Honestly, okay.
Carmine planted a small kiss on her forehead. His lips had shrunk by like 2%. I don't know. May blushed from the kiss, leaning into him more.
I don't like it when you say it, especially because of me.
That makes us both. That makes both of us stop feeling sad, and I'll call it even. Deal. Shut off all your emotions. No problem.
It was Carmine's turn to blush as she kissed him lightly on the cheek.
Deal.
Oh,
There it is. She woke up.
Carmine couldn't help but chuckle.
I could seal the deal like this all night. Except for the time when I was like, nope.
Hello?
Hello?
Huh?
Did we cut out?
Maybe.
A little bit.
Oh,
No.
don't worry about it. We're done with our line.
May laughed as well, feeling very relieved.
Same here.
The two laughed and clutched at each other tighter, reaching a happy conclusion. Squeak, squeak, squeak.
Oh, God. What is that sound?
This is,
Both Carmine and May wondered. They could hear it coming from behind the wall. It was followed by muffled voices and grunts.
Oh,
Curious, they began to listen closer to the sounds to make it out. Big mistake.
Is that Little John?
Carmine and May could not have turned it out better.
oh my god, there isn't the other actually.
Dead.
Oh
From
no.
both of them.
May couldn't even finish the sentence. Too embarrassed to even think about it. Squeak, squeak,
Okay.
squeak.
Yes.
Yeah!
Okay.
I just heard a Kirby high in the background somewhere.
Hi. Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, this is me.
We should. Yeah, this is it.
Maybe I should get some sleep since, you know, I have a contest match tomorrow and all.
Okay.
May said, getting overwhelmed. It may have been too early to go to bed, but with it being too late to go out and the distractions going on, sleeping it off was the better idea. That is, if they could accomplish that.
Yeah.
Sleep would be a very good idea.
Yeah.
Carmine agreed, feeling hungry as he subsists entirely on sleep.
Yeah.
He released May, the two slipping under the covers. They made sure to keep as much distance from each other as possible. The combined sounds from the two making things uncomfortable enough as it was. Safe to say, no one got much sleep that night. May and Carmine getting the least out of them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. Chapter 2 is done.
Oh,
Here's the thing.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh boy.
Here's a little thing I'm gonna let you guys in on.
Nah.
We got one chapter left.
I think we should get it done now.
Do you want to get it
No.
done?
No.
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 Well, we
No.
at least need a bathroom break.
No.
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 Because that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to the bathroom.
Why would
You go
you
to the bathroom.
suggest that?
'Cause
Don't do
it's
more of this.
funny.
No.
No.
Absolutely not.